Okay guys, so I listed 7 ways to grow your Instagram page faster. These are the exact methods I've used to grow 2 Instagram pages, one to over 500,000 followers and another one to over 200,000. And this is part 1 of 2-part series. Today we're going to focus on growth. So whether you're trying to hit your 1K, 5K, 10K, or even 100K followers, this will help. And part 2 will cover monetization, how to turn your audience into income. So if you don't want to miss it, subscribe, drop a like, and let's dive in. Every single post is not equal, okay? Some posts can get you 100K views and get you 500 followers, right? Some posts can get you 1 million views and get you 420 followers. The reach on Instagram doesn't determine how many followers you're gonna get. Certain content types simply get you more followers. And my honest recommendation, if you're gonna be a creator, if you want to be a creator who wants to make money from social media, I highly recommend to create educational content. Look at the difference. This carousel actually, best skills to learn in your 20s and 30s, right? And look how many followers this post generated, right? 4,200 followers. It got external 200 taps on my link in my bio, which most likely led to some sales for my product. And also I got 11,000 profile visits. Here's the kicker. This post got 50,000 likes, okay? Let's compare this to this reel, which got over 1 million views, 87,000 likes, 2,500 cents. It's a motivational reel, which didn't really provide any value besides motivation, besides showing my lifestyle, right? Which is ridiculous actually to say. Who cares about your lifestyle, dude? Just focus on value, and trust me, it's gonna be like, you're gonna have much more peace of mind because you not need to constantly level up your lifestyle to create crazier and crazier content, because it's literally race to the bottom. Let's even compare how many followers it got, like 1,400 followers. So this one got nearly 4 times more followers by getting less views and less likes and less engagement in general. So it converted more people into following me, most likely got me more sales for my products, while this one made me look cool on Instagram but did nothing almost. Understand different content types. The more educational / novel / unique content you can make that provides value to people, they're gonna follow you more because they want to follow somebody that they don't want to miss out on your content because you're making their life better essentially. Let's go and move on to educational content, which I believe is one of the best content styles you can make, and I'm gonna prove it to you. Here's educational reel, educational educational carousel. So this educational reel that I posted got 600,000 views, so less views, almost twice of less of views than this one, but it got, look, 1,600 cents, and it got nearly 5,000 followers for me. So it got 5 times more followers with 2 times less views, and it grows a community better. We have a carousel. By age 22, you should be smart enough to know this. And this one got 65,000 likes and also got me 2,700 followers. Right? So also more followers because it's educational content. And this one was complete anomaly. 20 cheat codes I wish I knew at 20. This one got 6,000 followers and 8,000 cents, which is wild to think about it, right? These are the main metrics you want to focus on Instagram if you want to go viral. So if you want to create content that generates cents, generates saves, okay? So you can actually nail that down with educational content. People want to share this thing with their friends. It's highly relatable and it's also highly educational and valuable. So you nail down everything in one place when you create educational content. Now, just don't create top 10 ways to do this, top 10 ways to do that. Always go through the angle of your own story. And the more personal you can be with that, the more crazy, unique stuff you can show, the more value you're going to provide. And the less you're going to be like a generic one, and people are going to be willing to follow you more. So in the beginning, we don't want to only post content and sit around and wait for Instagram to push traffic to us, okay? Of course, as long as your content is good, Instagram is going to give you traffic. Instagram is going to push that traffic to you and you're going to get views. Always recommend posting reels in the beginning. Once you posted those 5 to 10 reels in the beginning, what you want to do is you don't want to only sit around and wait for Instagram to push traffic to you. What you want to do is go to those competitors from people in your niche. You go to their most recent posts and you just leave helpful comments in replies to other people that commented under the reels, right? Because you're gonna know this is your target audience either way. You're not just gonna beg them to come out and check your profile. Don't ever do that. Don't leave a comment saying, yo, please come out and check my profile. I create similar content. You create content that is similar to that creator, right? But you also leave helpful comments to those people and they're like, yo, who is this guy constantly helping me out? Once they come out and check out your profile, they're gonna be more likely to follow you because they see you have similar similar content, maybe even better content. That would be better if you could have even better content. Another smart move you can make is you literally mine content ideas from these comments. So for example, in this case, right, we have start doing this if you're seeing no results on biceps, right? And then we have a comment which says, can you run me a beginner routine? I'm gonna start going to the gym with my pops. Okay, you would literally create a piece of content saying start doing this if you are a beginner and want to grow bigger biceps. This is not the only person who have this problem, by the way. If he's leaving this comment, there's going to be much more people having this problem. And once you have content like this, you go out there and you leave a reply saying, yo, you do this, this, and this. And that person, once they come and land on your profile, guess what they're going to do? They're going to be so amazed that you have content specifically tailored for them. And not only for them, but a lot of people, because a lot of people are beginners. So that's how you mine for content ideas. Another thing I want to add, guys, in the beginning, once you want to stand out in a crowded niche like fitness, for example, or in any niche that you're starting your page, you want to provide tremendous value. You want to have something that gives people a reason to follow you, right? So this guy says, start doing this if you're seeing no results on biceps. You would add just a small little thing like start doing this if you're a beginner and want to see results in the biceps. If you're just starting going to the gym, start doing these exercises to grow bigger biceps, to grow bigger legs, to grow bigger chest. That's how you stand out in the crowded marketplaces. And the second thing is we're gonna steal like an artist, okay? Just gonna go out and show exactly what I mean by this, okay? So we are on Instagram, and let's say we are in fitness niche, so we would just type in fitness. Once you type in fitness, you're gonna find fitness influencers like this guy. Well, this guy has 2.5 million followers. He's a little bit too big of a fitness influencer, but we still can go out to their reels and we can look which reels got the most views in the past 30 to 60 days, I would recommend. So we would collect all these ideas in a Notion doc, in any notes file, right? We would make similar videos ourselves. That would be our first starting point. So for example, this, right? How to grow bigger shoulders with dumbbells. You can literally make similar video just by, stealing like an artist, this hook, but instead, again, you would write how to grow bigger shoulders as a beginner. Another thing, I see this guy using a lot of hashtags. Don't use hashtags. They're not that important. Another thing you can do is you can click this little arrow right here and you would find similar creators to this guy. So for example, this guy, one of the members from my program, right? When you're smaller, you want to find ideas from pages like this. And you can find pages like this again by going through the rabbit hole that I just showed you. And also once you land on these pages, you can also click this and you're going to also see other suggestions of smaller pages. So for example, this guy, right? You would go to the reels. You can clearly see some of the reels gonna have much more views than regular reels, and something in those reels just worked, right? Whether the hook, whether the idea of the video, the length, whatever it was, it simply worked. Just look at this, 3.3 million views. Something clearly worked in this one, how I grew my biceps, right? What you would do is you would literally make the same video, how you grew your biceps, right? Using these 3 exercises. And you would have similar length, similar hook, everything the same. Of course, your exercise is going to be different. Or you can make this video saying how I grew my biceps following this training plan, how I grew my biceps eating like this, the foods I eat to grow bigger biceps. That's how you steal like an artist. Repost strategy. Okay, so if you are just beginning and if you don't want to wait for Instagram to push traffic to you, and if you don't want to kind of like sit around and engage with other people and you have some money to spend, you can do what I call a repost strategy. For this to work, you're still going to need to have content posted. You want to have a good catalog of videos posted, maybe 10, maybe 15, 20 videos posted. And what you can do after that is you can find team pages in your niche. So if you are in one of the 3 main big niches, there's tens of thousands team pages in those niches, right? So if you're in business niche, in fitness and health niche, in relationship niche, you're going to find a bunch of different team pages. So here's an example. If you are in the business niche, for example, you find a guy like Millionaire Mentor, right? He's a large page and you already have content posted. Okay. You have over 10 reels, over 15 reels posted. Of course, you're not going to write to Millionaire Mentor and say, look, I want to buy a story promotion from you. You go and you do the same strategy. You click on this button, small little button, and you find other pages who are smaller in that niche, and you ask them to purchase a story promotion from them. I would recommend to find pages that just started growing and have massive momentum, because from these pages, you can have much lower rates for a repost, and you're gonna have bigger effect because the pages are fresh, they're just started growing, the audience are fresh. So I would find something between 50K to 100K followers that has a very good engagement, getting a lot of views, and I would pay for a story promotion. Now, here's the kicker, right? When you're buying a story promotion from them, you want to pick your best reel that is very related to that page. So it's something that would provide value to that audience of that page. So analyze that page and see what reels worked on that page, what reels went the most viral for them. Make sure you either create a similar reel yourself for yourself, or find something that is quite similar that you already posted and already got you good amount of views. And what you want to do, you buy a promotion and you ask them, you beg them to post that promotion only one thing that day, just one story, post it after they have no active stories. This is something that a lot of people miss out on when they buy promotions. They buy a promotion and that like a team page just post them in between the random stories they had that day, and there's no effect. They get like 100 views on that story because they posted a lot of stories. What happens on Instagram, the more stories you post, the less views you're gonna get. So what you want to do is you want to ask that team page, only post that one story, reposting your reel on their story, and that's it for that day, and make sure they're posting it after they have no active stories on their profile. Trial reels, okay? Trial reels are amazing, but once you're just starting out, don't really worry about it too much. Once you have some reels that, generated tremendously more views for you and went viral, what you can do is you can literally repost those reels as trial reels. A good example of this is this guy, Alessio Perucci. He does it a lot. And if you don't follow this guy, for example, you're going to be able to see his trial reels. So how trial reels work, they are not going to be shown to your existing followers. They're only going to be shown to a new people, to a new audiences. So what I've seen, for example, this guy do, he literally reposts the same reel like 5 times, 6 times, 7 times into trial reels. And it's just being shown to different pools of audiences, right? And these also generate you new followers. So if you got some reels that perform really well and got you a lot of followers, you can just use that power of those reels because something worked in them and repost them as trial reels. Look outside of the Instagram platform. Don't just farm the ideas on only Instagram. Because look, here's a perfect example, right? So this post was made on X/Twitter, right? It has 4.2 million views on X. Who stops you, for example, from taking this entire hook, 6 years in the gym taught me some brutal truths about fitness, and reposting this thing on Instagram, but again, adding your own advice, adding your own tips and tricks, right? Even if you are like in real estate niche, 6 years in real estate taught me some brutal truths about money. 6 years in finance taught me some brutal truths about saving. 6 years in marriage taught me some brutal truths about my partner. You take the framework, even if it's from, X, doesn't really matter. If you see that it worked on one platform, there's high chances that it's going to work out on Instagram as well. So that's how you create kind of like more unique, novel type content, which if it goes viral and if it catches attention, it's going to convert so much more people into following you because it's going to be something that they have not seen before yet on Instagram. The same thing applies to Reddit, right? Look on Reddit posts and see what people are asking about. So for example, trying to build aesthetic body this year, need advice, right? And your next post could literally be, this is how you build aesthetic body in 2025. This is how you build aesthetic body with 1 to 2 workouts per week. Look out what is the biggest struggle of this post, and your next 20 posts should be answering these questions in your posts. Another source of content ideas is very good source is Quora as well. Look what people are asking for on Quora, create your content around that. If you want more help from me like page audits and join a community of creators, there's going to be first link down below this video. Thank you so much for watching and see you in the next one.